also, I guess at the time, Sting was with the Horsemen, and then eventually you guys turned on Sting.
And that was, I mean, he was like a Horseman for a week,
right,
or something,
right.
And that's where we would have started. That would have been one of those pivotal points where the company would started to turn around a little bit. When that angle, which was well done, and you really got a grip on what a great talker Ole Anderson was during that interview,
right.
when he was saying, Sting, look, time's running out. He convinced me.
Right.
Sting blew his knee out that night, and we lost it for 6 months, and all that momentum was just gone. You don't replace a Sting, not at that point in time. And that hurt the company big time.
What are your memories of your series with the Steiners at the time?
God, I've wrestled the Steiners, I bet you 1,000 times with 5 different partners. Beat them one time, if you can believe that. Bobby Eaton and I.
Right.
That was during the Bill Watts era, which means I'm 1 in 999.
Right.
That says it all. I don't think I can beat Rick Steiner's 8-year-old kid. It's just something in the genetics.
How about Sid Vicious? How did he wind up being a Horseman?
We recruited Sid because of the success we had with Luger, having a power guy. You got to have a power guy in a unit if you're going to go up against Steiners, Road Warriors, all these guys. We just didn't have a guy that could physically match up. And Sid was the guy at that time. He just worked, and he was so intimidating looking. I mean, he was going to give us that edge. And it worked for a while. And then I think some front office problems, went south, and Sid went north.
Right.
I think it was one of those dudes.
Eventually, Barry Windham came back as well, I believe. And,
yeah.
How did Ole Anderson wind up leaving?
As far as company?
I think he left the company, yeah.
Now, was this when he was in the front office?
Yeah.
That we're looking at?
Yeah.
I want to say they brought Ole back, which was right prior to Bischoff.
Right.
And they weren't paying him much. I mean, really weren't paying. I mean, it was something ridiculous they were paying him. And the worm had started to turn, and the business had started to change, and Ole's views were kind of viewed as old school and dinosaur, and he was starting to clash with some of the younger guys, and I think it was just, hey, for this kind of money, who needs it?
Right.
And I think he just took a walk.
Now, you and Barry also had some great matches with Ron Simmons and Butch Reed when they were called Doom, managed by women.
Yeah.
What are your memories of those matches?
Another great team. Butch was hilarious out of the ring. One of those personalities, he just kept you laughing. He reminds me of the Cat now,
right.
WCW. I mean, he's just a guy you want to be around. He just keeps you laughing. But Butch Reed's a badass. He's street smart, badass. Ron Simmons is in a league of his own. Ron Simmons is a Steiner. Anybody that knows him will tell you that. Funny story, the Steiners used to go around the old days in the locker room playing with the guys. They'd tape them up, tape them to the ceiling, tape them to a chair. They did what they wanted to, and it was just,
right.
They was playing. But that was their way of entertaining themselves for downtime in the dressing room. And I looked at Ron one day and I said, Ron, why don't they tape you up and all that? He just looked at me and went, and I said, there's the answer. And I think he had everybody convinced. He is the most explosive guy, and I'm talking about whip on a power slam on the way over, you're gone. It's just incredible the strength he has. And Ron doesn't go to the gym. Keep this in mind. Ron was a 600-pound bencher, and when in the late 80s, early 90s, he might have went to the gym 4 days a month and could do a 500 bench any day of the week. It's uncanny. He's a genetic freak. But they were a polished team. Teddy Long being with those guys was a great addition. Teddy Long was a great talker, I thought. and put him with those guys. They made a pretty good tandem. Of course, Woman's a lot better to look at.
Right.
We all appreciated that.
Right. What are your memories of your matches with Bobby Eaton?
He's like Brad Armstrong. You don't know how good he is. You can look at Bobby from afar and say, well, that guy's pretty good. You don't realize how good he is till you're in there with him. He's so smooth. Bobby Eaton's hands are about twice the size of mine, and he can light you up. Bobby, again, is not a muscle guy or anything. He's just a well-polished, smart, in the ring, a lot smarter in the ring than he is out of the ring. Trust me. Just a great wrestler. And, again, that was a learning experience.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.